But we think, in our opinion, there are 3 signs or 3 times when you may start to flag and say, you know what? Maybe now is a time for me to think about hiring a professional. The first one, you just alluded to it, Brian. This is when complexity finds you.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think people will realize that you get to $1 million and the market goes down 20% and you lose $200,000. It just hits different than when you're investing $150,000. I think about people who get into those highest tax brackets where they're paying 37% federal, then they're paying state income taxes, and they go, man, is there anything I can do or structure my accounts that can help me figure this out? Or maybe you run a successful business and you start off as a sole proprietor, but you're growing, you're adding employees. You're like, how am I supposed to do this well? Is it business structure wise? Are there better ways to do it? Are there retirement plans I can add? Are there benefit packages that will let me keep good employees longer? All these things are complexities that when you started the journey, it just wasn't that hard.
So see if this resonates. A lot of times when we start out or early on in our journey, we know where we are today and we kind of have an idea of the direction we need to go. That's fairly simple. If that describes you, you may not need a financial advisor, but oftentimes in life, the landscape changes, the number of options changes, the choices change, and when the complexity finds you, it might make sense for you to consider hiring a professional to make sure that you get on the best path possible for your unique circumstance. So that's the first one. The second sign, Brian, that maybe it's time for you to consider a professional, and you alluded to this, is that the gravity of your decisions goes beyond your comfort level. The numbers just start to get a little bit bigger.
Yeah, and this is something I want to be completely transparent. I found myself, because I consider myself a good financial mutant, in the fact that I don't waste dollars. So much so when I started writing my first book, Millionaire Mission, I remember I sent a proposal to a publicist that I knew, and then she called me up. She goes, Brian, this is really good. Do you care if I go ahead and send this to a publisher that I know and I'm friends with? And I said, sure, why not? This is going better than I anticipated. Well, I didn't know they were going to do it. They sent me a contract, and I was like, you know what? I'm a smart guy. I'm a financially minded guy. I was like, I can do this. So I started reading the contract, but the moment I started Googling terms in this contract, I was like, what am I doing? I am out above my skis and my skill set. So I was like, let me bring somebody in to help me figure this out, because I only get one shot to get this right. And I don't want to screw up the ownership of my brand, all my elements with the financial order of operations. So I brought in an agent that helped me negotiate. The thing is that I think, and you're going to see the payoff later, I ended up getting bigger offers from the same companies. I also got the contract written in a way that I was still going to own all my intellectual property. This is the power of, I'd only done it once. And I was kind of falling into some traps or making some mistakes because it was my first and only time. Hiring somebody who had done this hundreds of times saved me so much heartache and actually maximized the opportunity.
I love it. And the third time where it might make sense is where you recognize there just aren't enough hours in the day. Maybe you don't literally have the time to focus on your financial affairs, or maybe that's not how you want to spend your time. So if you find yourself in one of these 3 areas, that might be a warning sign that hiring a professional advisor might make sense for you. If these do not resonate with you, if these do not sound like something that describes your circumstance, then you might be at the stage where a financial advisor doesn't make sense for you at this place and time.